VirTra 300. The VirTra 300 is the higher standard for decision-making simulation and tactical firearms training. 5 screens in a 300-degree immersive training environment ensures that time in the simulator translates into real-world survival skills. The system reconfigures to 15 lanes of marksmanship training. VirTra 180. The VirTra 180 is the higher standard for decision-making simulation and tactical firearms training. 3 screens in a 180-degree immersive training environment ensures that time in the simulator translates into real-world survival skills. The system reconfigures to 9 lanes of marksmanship training. VirTra 100. The VirTra 100 is the higher standard in single-screen, affordable, judgmental use-of-force firearms training simulators and tactical firearms training. Extensive library of realistic training scenarios capable of supporting the entire use-of-force continuum, from verbal skills, less-than-lethal options such as taser, beanbag, baton, pepperball, and OC, to lethal force. The system fully supports marksmanship and skill building from basic to advanced. The VirTra 100 comes in 3 different options: VirTra 100 Lite, VirTra 100 Portable, and the VirTra 100 ThreatFire. VirTra Range. The patent-pending VirTra Range is the most detailed simulation of a real indoor and/or outdoor shooting range. It is the closest thing to having your own live-fire shooting range, but with none of the challenges and a fraction of the cost.
The training was amazing. The immersion factor, it really gets discounted. You know, the ability to look and see and try to interact with people, and the fact that you have this 360 environment to where you can use good cover. I found myself moving to cover the way that I've been trained to do. I found myself interacting with it the way that I had been trained to do. When they're good actors and you can get yourself into the mindset of the scenario, it was done real well. You know, it didn't have that video gamey feel to where I just wanted to just like start hunting people down and shooting. You know, the ability that it was a dynamic scenario that was unfolding based on options and decisions that I made was a big thing. That ThreatFire module is, in my mind, because of the reaction that you get when you get zapped by it, you're going to have officers that fight through it, and then you're going to have officers who probably shouldn't be on the job that completely lose their mind. And that's fantastic training. Anytime you can induce that type of stress in a scenario-based environment, you're way ahead of the training game, and that was phenomenal. It's going to immerse your officers like no other environment does. With the ThreatFire, it's going to bring out the warfighters, it's going to bring out the meat eaters, and it's going to bring out the people that should probably have support role in the agency. It was the best 2 minutes of training that I've had in the last 10 years. It was fantastic.
The 300 degrees of screen coverage and simulation really get you involved in the scenario that you're going through. The live images give you a real sense of an actual scenario. When you see the computer-generated images, at least in my mind, it conjures up a video game, and this adds a degree of realism to it that you don't get when you're doing it any other way. It's head and shoulders above what we've used before. We've purchased other systems, we've trained with other systems, and this is by far the most lifelike, realistic one that I've been in.